that's an example of a jig that you perhaps could use for Morris dancing. Morris dancing, of course, is a traditional type of dancing which you see up and down the land. England, Welsh borders, you see it all over the place during the spring and the summer, danced by a side of Morris dancers, usually 10, 12 people, and sometimes they dance with sticks which they sort of bash into each other. Generally they don't try to hurt each other, but sometimes these sticks do break, shatter, but often they use a sort of handkerchief kind of thing, and they wave their arms around like this when they're dancing. And if you think about it, the rhythm of that tune fits really well with it works very well with a jig. So it's kind of paced about the right speed for Morris dancers, because generally with that kind of tune you would dance a specific dance, and generally there would be intricate movements. So that's really where this tune has come from. It's come from my imagination this morning. I was thinking about Morris dancing and how we'll soon be seeing the sides out when the weather improves, and dancing in various towns and villages in the Peak District. So that will be quite pleasant to see. It's always nice to see and watch. It's very colourful. You usually get fiddles, melodeons, all sorts of instruments turning up to play and accompany the dancers. And so I thought this tune would be appropriate for that style of dancing. But as I say, it's not a traditional Morris dance tune. It's one that I came up with this morning, but I thought, well, it would work. And I also thought it might be fun if I tried to do a little basic simple lesson on showing you how to play this tune. So here we go. It's a jig. There's a pickup note on the E string, which is F sharp. Oh, I should say we're playing in the key of G. Okay, so nothing too complicated there. So we start with a pickup note on the E string, which is the first note, which is F sharp. And then we play groups of 3 quavers. Play that more smoothly now. So we're kind of running down from the E string, the top E string, onto the A string, and then down onto the D string. Now, do you notice the bowing? In the main, it's one long bow stroke followed by 2 shorter ones. I think it might be called shuffle bowing this, but it's basically groups of 3 notes, you see, the 3 quavers. In each section, each bar of the jig, you get 2 sets of 3 quavers. So it fits nicely with this kind of bowing. And then you go back up to the top again. Slight change. So from the top. Now, we can introduce a grace note here. grace note is the same structure that we can apply in both the A section of this tune and the B section. So let's just look at this grace note. Just put your middle finger on the C natural on the A string. So that's this one. Okay, so you're moving up from the B to the C natural. And then bring your ring finger down onto the D on the same string. So you're going to go put your ring finger down, and then you're going to take it off. That basically is the only grace note in this tune. In the B section we have a grace note that's exactly the same, but this time you put your middle finger onto the G and you bring your ring finger down onto the note A. So it's exactly the same format as you played just now on the A string. You play the same thing on the E string. So let me show you where these grace notes turn up. I'll play the A section first, and we'll use that grace note that's on the A string. Now I wonder if you heard that. There it was. Did you see? Because I play grace notes quite quickly, it's almost difficult to discern with your ear, but they are being played. I played it slightly slower there so you could hear it a little bit more clearly. And now we repeat. So you can see that we can add that grace note quite easily in a couple of places there on the A section of the tune again. Now I will mark on the notation where those grace notes are, so that you can look at them and study them and work out for yourself the best way to play them. But all you're really doing is holding your middle finger down and then bringing your ring finger down ever so quickly onto the note above. That's the D, by the way. Okay, so let's move on to the B section of the tune. I'll just remind myself I have to play through the whole tune again now. Right, here we are. This is the B section. So now, instead of going down from the E string down to the A, down to the D, this time we're starting on the D string with the open D, and then we go on to the G, so we're kind of moving up. We're going from the D to the A to the E. So let's put those grace notes into the B section of the tune now. I'll try and slow them down so you can hear them and see them. Now once again, I'll mark those on the musical notation so you can see exactly what I'm doing and you can check out the notes as well. Okay, so let's start from the top now. This is fairly slow anyway, this tune. It's not played too quickly, so I can't really slow it much more. I'll try, but we'll see how we get on. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's the tune in its entirety. Let's pick up steam a little bit. And by the way, did you notice when I'm playing the G on the D string there with my ring finger, I sometimes drone the bottom G as well. It just gives a nice little bit of emphasis when you get to the end of 4 measures or bars, and you can just sort of round the piece off with a couple of a drone as well to accompany the G. Just adds a little bit more oomph into the music. So pick up steam now. I suppose I should go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Right, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So a nice fun jig to play, and perhaps give yourself a little bit more practice on getting that jig rhythm nice and smooth, perhaps introducing a couple of grace notes. I did notice myself put a slide in there, but I wouldn't say that was essential for this tune. I think it's more a question of trying to pick up on that drone note every now and then. There is another double stop you can add. There. So on the B section, I found that you could do this as well. You could put your first finger on the first note of the D string, which in fact is the E, and your middle finger on the second note, the C natural, on the A string, giving you that double stop. So you could do this on the B section of the tune. generally only put a double stop like that in if I've played the tune about 3 or 4 times and I was starting to get a bit fed up with playing the same melody over and over, and the dancers of course would be carrying on with their dancing, so I would start tinkering around with the melody, adding little things to it, like that double stop for instance. And I imagine there are 1 or 2 other things I would find that I could do with this tune as I was playing it over and over and over. So there we are. So that's the way that tunes actually develop after you've played them for some time. But this is a baby tune, it's brand new, it only came into my head today, so I haven't really had a chance to develop it a great deal, but I think it might be fun for you to perhaps to try and learn. So I hope it is enjoyable. I hope you found this video fun to watch, and I'll see you again soon, and thank you for watching. Bye bye now.